Hello everybody, this is Ravi. Today I'm coming to you with something slightly different. I have recently redecorated the bathroom and I thought I would take you along the journey with me. I have filmed the process and it is a different video from my usual, but also not that different. There's still going to be a lot of creativity, hopefully inspiration, there'll be DIYs and I'll be making some art from scratch for the bathroom. There wasn't anything wrong with the bathroom, it was just a little plain and I thought it needed a bit of vision and a bit of character. And so I decided to give this makeover to my husband as a birthday present. He didn't really know what to expect. I just said, happy birthday, as a present you will receive a bathroom makeover and it will be Castro style. The Castro is the gay neighbourhood of San Francisco, which was a place that we both really loved. We met some beautiful people, we connected to the people and the space, visually, emotionally. It was just a really great adventure. And so I thought, why not use that as a starting point? This is the mood board that I created for this project. Like I mentioned, the Castro was a big part of the inspiration, but I also wanted it to feel a little bit like a 1920s gentleman's club, a bit Art Nouveau, very moody, quite sexy and sleek, but also it needed to be functional. This is the bathroom that we use every day, and so I needed to be practical as well. So the first step was to obviously clear the room and empty it of everything. There wasn't really any furniture in there, it was more like clearing it of all the appliances and also tackle a few issues like there was some cracks on the ceiling that needed to be plastered and some humidity had been building up on some areas, so I had to paint them with a damp control paint. I knew that I wanted to completely change the color of the paint. The room was white and I decided that I was going to paint the walls in a dark blue. I wanted it much moodier and I wanted it very different. And so I decided that it was going to be blue, but the ceiling I was going to keep of a lighter shade. The room is already very small and I didn't want it to feel even smaller. So I decided to keep the ceiling kind of off-white, so I repainted it instead of white with an off-white with a kind of tinge of pink in there. I also thought to make my life easier I would add a decorative element and so I painted a stripe across the walls and it was a small detail that really was worth the effort. Very early on, I knew that I wanted to introduce a cabinet into the bathroom. I definitely needed the storage, but I also wanted something that felt classy and almost out of place in a bathroom. I was looking for something like almost like an antique wooden cabinet and I was very lucky to find one at a charity shop, and it was very inexpensive and it was very thin, which was perfect for me. I also had been recently given a gift of some antique prints of gentlemen's, and they were very large, and I thought maybe I can combine the two together and make something quite unique. And I experimented with it, and the result was incredible. I was very pleased with it, and I was so happy to have something so custom for my own bathroom. For an Art Nouveau bathroom, I knew that I wanted a Tiffany-inspired lampshade. So I did some research online, and I found something on eBay that I really loved, and it was matching my colours perfectly, so I ordered it. But I didn't really read the listing very carefully. So when I received it, I realised that actually this wasn't ready to be attached to the light fixture. It was just used as a fruit bowl. And so I needed to figure something out. It was beautiful, it was stained glass, and I needed to make it work. So with the help of a few plate hangers and some chains from broken jewellery that I had kept, I was able to make it work. And then I also had to build some little custom fabric circle to cover part of the light. So it was all very custom, specific to the lampshade that I had, but the result was so good and I was so happy with it. Any makeover needs a touch of green, and I love introducing plants into a space. However, this bathroom does not have any windows, and so it would have been really impossible to keep anything alive. I generally don't like artificial plants, but for this bathroom I decided to make an exception. So I found a really lovely vase at a charity shop, and I decided to build my own planter, and I thought the result was really pretty, and it adds a really nice pop of green into the space. One of the biggest inspirations at the Castro was a shop that we found. It was called Queer AF, Queer Arts Featured, and it was a really lovely shop that featured a lot of art from queer artists, and it was very eclectic. There was sculptures and prints and photography and objects and mixed media, and I was very inspired to create a little gallery wall in the bathroom that kind of referenced that. Initially I thought I was going to hang frames onto the wall, and then I thought, actually, why not put a few shelves so that I can also have some more 3D elements on display. So I decided to combine some work that I had made previously. I also created some new work custom for the bathroom, and then I wanted to mix elements that kind of referenced the drag scene. Harvey Milk, who is a hugely popular figure still in San Francisco. I also wanted to display some of the work of an artist that we met in San Francisco, and her name is Lisa, and I will put her details below. Lisa invited my husband and I to sit for a portrait session with her, which was incredibly beautiful, and the final piece of art is just very moving, and that piece of art was initially going to be displayed in the bathroom, but then we kind of put it in a more prominent position in the house, and so I decided that I was still going to add some of her work into the space, but not our portrait. And so I decided to frame a postcard that she'd given us of a previous portrait session that she'd done with somebody else. So there are two light switches in the bathroom and they operate with a cord that you pull, and they are just plain nylon with a piece of plastic at the end. And I wanted to add a bit of whimsy to them, so I decided to add wooden beads to the cords, and then I found these beautiful metal pendants that I attached at the end. And it's just another thing that adds a little bit of charm to the space. My favourite part in this whole process was to decorate, to bring in all these elements that I had either created myself from scratch or found in charity shops and antique stores, and kind of bring them all into the space and arrange them and style the space to feel really lush but also very cozy and welcoming. One of the first purchases that I made for the bathroom was shower curtains that I bought at the Castro in San Francisco, and it is a beautiful and decadent reproduction of a medieval tapestry called The Lady and the Unicorn, which is a series of tapestries that are on display in the museum in Paris. And I bought this one, and it is just over the top and dramatic, and I'm so happy with the way that it looks in the space. And here's an interesting fact for you: this very tapestry is visible in the Harry Potter series in the Gryffindor common room. I also decided to make a little piece of art custom for the space, and it is inspired by the Victorian silhouettes. So it's a very mixed media project with collage and paper and fabric and buttons and lace, and it's then all kind of blocked out to reveal the silhouette of a gentleman in a top hat. last thing was to get all the final touches and details in place so that the bathroom could feel like a cohesive space. And this is the final reveal of what the bathroom looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment below. I'm also active on Instagram, and you can find me at Ravi. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.